Ladies and gentlemen, Pat Sajak and Vanna White.
But it all leads up to this. It is the road to Vegas, the official destination of Supercross. Here's how the 2005 season shook down. First on the 125 East Circuit, it was the South African Grant Langston picking up the victory just ahead of Josh Hansen on countback. That was a tough one for Josh to swallow. He did not like that. Look for him to come out of the gate awfully quick tonight in the shootout. And on the west side, once again, Ivan Tedesco gets his second title in 2 years with Nathan Ramsey in second. And we talked to both champions. Here's what they had to say prior to tonight's action.
But what was great for the Supercross Championship, it was more of a personal goal for me, and I think a lot of people, you know, kind of written me off for Supercross, or just thought I just wouldn't be able to, you know, win a championship or, you know, even win any more races. So, like I said, for me, it was more of a personal goal, and I was glad to prove the people that doubted me wrong.
The saying is true, it's harder to defend your title, I think, and this year wasn't, you know, I didn't have as much success as last year. I didn't win as many races, and I think that was just due to put myself in you know, last year I put myself in better circumstances and got better starts, and I think the tracks were a little more technical last year, and you know, when you get a bad start on an easy track, it's hard to come through the pack. So, you know, I'm just happy to get the #1 plate again and move on.
All right, when we come back to Las Vegas, Nevada, we'll have highlights from 125 Heat #1 when we return. Not a seat to be found in the stadium here at Sam Boyd. The THQ AMA Supercross Series comes to a conclusion at the Dave Coombs Sr. Memorial East-West Shootout. As we take a look at our MX versus ATV Unleashed track facts, Cameron, you like this track. You think it's going to be a backstreet brawl.
I definitely do. I mean, there's some hard pack, there's some slippery surface, 7,200 cubic yards of dirt in here, 1 minute 9 seconds. Check out the Carmichael quote there at the bottom. The length of the track will require more endurance to finish up front, and I think Ricky's thinking ahead on that one for sure.
No question about that. Speaking of endurance, a lady who has gone the distance with us all year, let's check in with Jamie Little.
Well, Todd, Clear Channel decided to get creative here in Las Vegas. Not only do we have longer lap times, we also have a split start outside of the track. It's very exciting. Now, if you line up on the left side, you must turn left. If you line up on the right, you must go right. All the riders will then come together once they enter the stadium. Now, every lap after that, they will come back outside for about 5 seconds of pure flat tracking. It's going to be exciting tonight. Remember, we're in Las Vegas. The track is very slick, and it's very technical. Now, here's a little factoid. The start straight in a Supercross track inside is about, it takes up about 30% of the field. Taking the start straight outside gives you an extra lane of racing inside. That's where we got that extra time, guys. And that is your MX versus ATV track report.
All right, thank you very much, Jamie. Well done, Cameron. You said you liked the track. Let's talk about it once again. This has got a little bit of everything for everyone.
Well, there's some options on the track, and when you enter in there, there's a rhythm section, and they actually went back and cut it down because a couple riders were doing a quad out of this rhythm section. They cut it down. The riders went back up for practice. James Stewart still did it. Ricky and Chad have not done it. That could be the difference here tonight.
125 Heat #1 from Sam Boyd Stadium as we take a look at the Thor starting grid. It's the 125 West champion, Ivan Tedesco and Nathan Ramsey. You mix in Andrew Short and Billy Laninovich. This is going to be a good one.
This is the top 20 racers from the West Coast. They'll meet the East Coast later, but the heat races, we're keeping them separate. 10 racers on each side. 10 going left, 10 going right. When they got down inside the stadium, it was the one West bike of Ivan Tedesco.
Ivan Tedesco, the Monster Energy Kawasaki Pro Circuit rider, out in front. Great battle. Nate Ramsey was in there, Billy Laninovich, but Ivan Tedesco making quick work of this start. Here was one of the best battles all night. Paul Carpenter and Turbo Reef.
And you saw right there, taking a little bit of a dirt sample, is Andrew Short. The marbles on the outside of the course, they will be a factor all night.
Ryan Abrigo and Paul Carpenter, a theme throughout 125 Heat #1. Also, Broc Hepler. Big story with Paul Carpenter and Hepler was picking up that tough block cover throughout the track.
Yeah, hitchhiker, it would get inside the bike there, but it wouldn't be a factor. The bike would run all the way through to the finish line.
A guy who had a great run, number 132, that's Billy Laninovich, trying to track down Ivan Tedesco, just didn't have enough. Laninovich sitting in second place at that point in the heat.
And you see, as you look back, there was Nathan Ramsey coming across in third, and then your battle for fourth and fifth, Turbo Reef aboard the FMF Simpson-backed Honda, and Paul Carpenter on the Monster Energy Pro Circuit Kawasaki.
Paul Carpenter from Ithaca, New York, showing some great flat track skills, and Carpenter also getting a pass done on Billy Laninovich. Paul Carpenter really on the move, as was number 60, Broc Hepler.
And you see Hepler getting underneath Turbo Reef, and here comes Josh Summey into the mix. So 9 riders to transfer on to the main event, the rest to the LCQ.
Broc Hepler seemed to be off his game with that tough block cover, but this was a great battle for third as Carpenter makes the pass on Billy Laninovich. But in the end, it was Ivan Tedesco, the 125 West champion. He would get the victory. Nathan Ramsey would get second. Here's your battle, though, for third.
Paul Carpenter holding off Billy Laninovich. The whoop section will be tough all night long. You see guys starting to drop wheels already, and it would be Paul Carpenter holding off Laninovich, and then Hepler. 9 would transfer. They would all be in.
But your winner, the 125 West champion, Ivan Tedesco. As we take a look at your official results in the 125, heat number 1 is Tedesco, Ramsey, and Carpenter. One name of note, Andrew Short finishes 15th. He's off to the LCQ. We're off to talk with Jamie Little.
The final 125 Supercross race tonight for Ivan Tedesco. Ivan, they threw in a couple new obstacles here. We have a split start and a flat track section. What did you think about it?
Yeah, I think it's cool. It's cool for our sport to have something different like this, and you know, we had to all learn it in practice. Within, you know, just today we'd have yesterday practice, and you know, it's really fun, and you know, it makes the lap times a lot longer, so it makes it longer racing, and you know, I like it. It's fun.
Thank you, Jamie. Congratulations to Ivan Tedesco. We'll see him in the main event. Well, Supercross the movie comes to a screen August 10th, 2005. You won't want to miss it. 2,400 theaters. It's got a worldwide opening, and Jamie Little took an informal poll on what the writers thought of the advanced screening.
Supercross movie this summer. Ricky Carmichael, James Stewart, Ernesto Fonseca, Kenny Bartram, Kevin K-Dub Wyndham.
We're rolling. Action.
Cowboy Kenny Bartram, one of the stuntmen and real-life riders in the movie. Supercross the movie's coming out. What do you think about this?
I'm excited for it. I did a couple of the stunts in the movie, so I'm definitely excited to see those parts, and it would be cool to see a full-fledged movie about Supercross on the big screen.
How real do you think it's going to be compared to what you're living every day?
I think it's going to be really real. You know, I think the biggest thing is, you know, when I sit there and watch it, I'm like, oh, you know, that's cool. You know, it's different from being a rider watching it, because you're like, oh, you know, that's true, that's true, that's true. I think it's real as you get.
You got to pull some of the real stunts in the movie. How real are they?
They're definitely real. They were done off real jumps, real bikes. It was a real backflip.
It's going to show some great racing. It's going to show some great crashes. It's going to show some emotion.
I want to see how they make those crashes, because it doesn't look too good. So I'd like to see how they make that.
I think what the movie is going to bring is to show how great athletes these guys are.
You know, people come to the race and be like, oh, you know, that looks easy, but then you go back and you watch the movie and stuff and see what we really do. I think that's going to be the biggest thing for people to realize how hard the sport is. They'll be able to get a good perspective of where it comes from and how hard it is. It's so nice to be on here walking the track and getting people to, you know, that are making the movie down here with us in the thick of things, and they're getting a real perspective of what it's like to be in our life. And I think it's kind of just going to be like Days of Thunder for NASCAR. You know how that was. Being out in movie theaters and stuff like that everywhere, I think a lot of people is going to be able to see it, and it's going to make more people want to come to the races. I think it's going to bring a lot of new fans to what we do.
I hope a lot of little kids see it and they want to start racing.
The best sport in the world.
I think the people have done a great job with it. I'm looking forward to taking my kids.
I think it's awesome. You know, it's going to be fun. I can't wait to watch the movie myself. Come see Supercross this summer.
Go see Supercross this summer.
Yep, I'll be there.
Supercross the movie, make sure you go see it this summer.
Everybody come watch the movie. There's nobody that can't enjoy it.
Ricky Carmichael, Supercross the movie. He'll be there. Are you going to be?
Hey, it's Deanna. I'm Cameron Richardson.
I'm Mike Vogel. And I'm Steve Howley. We're here at Anaheim Stadium at Clear Channel Supercross. Yeah, we're on the set of the new Supercross film for 20th Century Fox coming out this summer. Check it out.
Check it out!
We're in the movie. We're in the movie.
It's Supercross the movie coming to a theater near you August 10th this summer. Hey, still to come in this show, we've got more 125 heat racing, plus a Tyler Evans profile as our top privateer, and then the 125 main event. In our second hour of Supercross racing, Ricky Carmichael up close and personal, a little Suzuki strategy, and of course, the grand finale, the 250 main event. Jeremy McGrath in attendance tonight, handing out a scholarship to Todd Hahn, the MMI scholarship. We thank Jeremy McGrath and we congratulate Todd Hahn on his accomplishment. When we come back, the 125 West heat race. Stay with us.
I'm wherever I want to be as I'm riding on the boulevard. If you want, you can come with me. We can ride on down the boulevard. I'm wherever I want to be as I'm riding on.
Introducing the Suzuki Boulevard line of cruisers. Choose your Boulevard.
Welcome back to the THQ AMA Supercross Series from Sam Boyd Stadium in Las Vegas, Nevada. We move ahead now to the 125 heat number 2. These are the beasts from the East as we take a look at the Thor starting grid. Grant Langston, Josh Hansen, he was the runner-up. He was looking for some payback, Cameron, but would it come in heat number 2?
There you're looking at Grant Langston with the 1 East, Matt Walker with the 122. They're lined up on the left-hand side. And when they all came together inside the stadium, it was Mr. Pretty in pink, rocking the pink Troy Lee Designs gear. That is Josh Hansen.
Josh Hansen getting the whole shot with number 42, Joaquim Rodrigues right behind him. Rodrigues, a key player in this one. Hansen trying to check out. Behind him, though, it was Grant Langston on the move, having a nice battle with number 42, Rodrigues.
Well, he had some of the fastest lap times in practice. You see him getting over there into Rodrigues, but Rodrigues would fight back, taking him high in the corner, showing that he doesn't want to give up the spot.
Joaquim Rodrigues, the AMSOIL Honda shift rider, holding down second place. Could Langston get the job done? And Cameron, it really came down to him getting just a little bit physical coming around this section.
Well, he set him up here. He has the drive, goes underneath, takes him high. Still, both riders able to get over that big finish line jump, and Grant Langston found the flat tracking section much to his liking.
With a Supermoto title in his pocket, Grant Langston capitalized on these sections, first making a pass, then battling for the lead and passing Josh Hansen with ease.
Flying right by. Grant looked great all moto long, and he would continue on. Another rider that was looking good, as you're seeing that Suzuki come into your screen, Davi Millsaps.
Millsaps lurking back in fourth place, then he gets the pass done as we go on board. He was running the helmet cam with us tonight as he goes by Hansen. Davi Millsaps looking good. Hansen able to shut the line down right there, but Millsaps also taking advantage of this flat track section on the backside.
Catching a little bit of an edge there of the track, but able to get by and make the pass stick on Josh Hansen.
So as they came back into Sam Boyd Stadium, it was Millsaps with the white flag out trying to close in on Grant Langston, who was running the 1 East, but he just ran out of real estate.
A small bobble there in that corner for Davi Millsaps upended any hope he had of trying to get past Langston, and it was Langston with the 1 East plate taking the win.
Langston gets the win. Millsaps gets second. Hansen would hold on for third place with Rodrigues right behind him. Grant Langston, no big surprise, so it's the 1 East champion getting the win. So there are your results. 125, heat number 2. Once again, it's the Monster Energy Pro Circuit. Champion of the East, Grant Langston with the victory. Davi Millsaps grabs second, Josh Hansen in third. And we are down to talk with Jamie Little and Grant.
Well, I think it's evident somebody wants to win this 125 East Coast Shootout tonight. Grant, you were riding like a man possessed, especially on the flat track section. How important is that section going to be for you to win tonight?
You know, it's a good spot to make up time for sure, and I kind of like the flat dirt turns, and I got a bit of Supermoto experience, so I think that helps a little bit, and I was able to get around Hansen up there, but You know, I don't feel quite myself. I've been a little, I don't know if it's allergies or what, but I couldn't breathe and I struggled. It wasn't actually the best race I've ever had, but Davey rode great, and Ivan won his heat race. I think it's going to be a great main event, and I just hope I can put 15 laps together, because I don't have the speed to run up front, but just need to make sure tonight I put it together.
Sad about the end of Supercross? Never fear, the U.S. Open is only 5 short months away. Join us at the MGM Grand October 7th through the 9th for the 2005 U.S. Open of Supercross. Tickets are on sale now. Don't miss it. As we take a look at our LCQ results in the 125 class, Andrew Short rebounds nicely to get the victory. He's into the main event, as is Josh Woods, Matt Walker, and Bradley Ripple. It's now time for Suzuki's All Access. And when you come to Las Vegas, Nevada, you want all access, especially the pits here. We told you earlier, this race sold out 2 weeks ago. The fans poured out in droves to meet the stars of Supercross the movie. It'll come to a theater near you August 10th. And you get a vote for Miss Supercross. Cameron, it doesn't get any better than that. Walk the whoops. What else would you want?
Oh, well, maybe a trophy like Jamie Little and some showgirls from Vegas. The thing is, it's just fun to be around and hang around the pits, meet all the riders. Supercross is good fun. And don't forget, you got to design your own sign. They're doing this now. They're going to do this next year at Supercross, too.
Much more from Sam Boyd after this. High above Sam Boyd Stadium on a crystal clear night in the desert, it's the THQ AMA Supercross Series. Todd Harris along with Cameron Steele and Jamie Little reporting from the track. And once again, as we've told you before, attendance, it's a sellout, earliest sellout we've had in Las Vegas. We also want to remind you that all summer long, go to supercross.cc.com. Supercross Live Inside Dirt. They'll update you all season long on the Outdoor Nationals. And tickets will be going on sale very soon, believe it or not, for our first 2 THQ World Supercross GP events. And here's the schedule. December 3rd, we're going back to Toronto at the Rogers Center, and then on the 10th, BC Place Stadium, Vancouver. Right now, let's send it down to Jamie Little for this Honda Pit Report.
I'm joined now by Mike Vogel. He plays Trip Carlisle in Supercross the movie, a real-life actor turned Supercross fan, I take it.
That's right, that's right. You know, I'd never been to one of these events until we started shooting, and last year, being here at the finals as we were shooting, I got bit by the bug and sold my street bike, and now I'm, now I'm hitting the dirt and having a good time doing it. Hopefully I don't kill myself.
That's what we like to hear. So August 10th, the movie is coming out. What was the most difficult thing about this movie? I know they've been filming for 3 years, but what was most difficult for you?
The most difficult thing for me when you do a movie like this, I mean, I came out of skating, so I know how important it is to stay true and realistic to the sport, and we wanted to make sure we did everything we could, and we'd goof up, and we'd, the pro doubles, David Pingree, Dave Castillo, Rich Taylor would come up, hold your elbows different, say this, do this. So that was the toughest thing, is to always be on guard and make sure that we were staying true to the sport, keeping everything authentic, so that it only helped Supercross.
Well, so far, so good. You have to be sure to check it out. August 10th, you're going to see all the Supercross stars. You're going to see this guy, Mike Vogel. Go check it out.
All right, thank you very much, Jamie Little, for that information. It is now time to give the 2004 U.S. Smokeless Tobacco Top Privateer Award. What do they get? Over $100,000, and there you see the standings. Tyler Evans picks up the victory. It was close behind Damon Huffman and Jason Thomas. Let's meet number 47, One Punch, Tyler Evans.
To get to where I'm at, it takes a lot of heart and a lot of dedication and a lot of hard work. You can't get to where I'm at, or top 10, top 20 guy, and not work. I mean, we're busting our ass day in and day out, and I'm beating factory guys week in and week out. So, and just not myself, it's my whole team that has been coming together. And I went through a lot of drama this year, ups and downs, some stuff personal, some stuff with the team, but we're here, and like I always say, we're here to do business. It's amazing, you know what I mean? That's what fuels the fire for me to go out and train harder and do better is the fans. When I got people coming up to me and showing me the signs, Evans, the people's champ, Evans, the people's choice, I mean, that's special, you know. You don't see a bunch of people doing that for all the other guys, you know. So that means that they're accepting me and seeing the hard work and dedication that it takes. So I'm stoked. I couldn't ask for anything more. You know, honestly, I'm going to take the money and it's going to go back into racing for next year. I plan on having a team. Plan on having a 3-rider team, 2 125 guys, and then myself. So big things, man, coming out of Tyler Evans and the whole team, Bloodshot. You know, we're going to really step it up next year. And I think we're proving to people now that you don't need a factory ride in order to beat the factory guys. So we're here to do business.
And right on, Tyler Evans definitely loves the fans. The fans love him, and he is stoked with his big new award. Tyler Evans, your top privateer.
8 winners in 15 races, finally all together on the same track. This really should be a shootout. 125 East champion Grant Langston and West Series champ Ivan Tedesco lead the field in the 8th annual Dave Coombs Sr. Memorial East-West Shootout. Welcome back to Sam Boyd Stadium in Las Vegas, Nevada. It's the 2005 THQ AMA Supercross Series as we get set for the 125 Dave Coombs Sr. Memorial East-West Shootout. Let's check in with Jamie Little.
Well, guys, a good choice to put your money on tonight. He's not the obvious favorite. Davi Millsaps, I just have a feeling about him. I talked to Roger DeCoster. He told me if he gets a 5th place or better start, he thinks he can win this. On a side note, Ricky Carmichael bet Davi Millsaps $5,000 that he would not get the whole shot tonight. I think he has a little added incentive. Guys?
Listen to Jamie Little down there playing the big board in the odds. Well, if you believe Jamie Little, Davi Millsaps is going to get as we take a look at our Suzuki starting grid. You've got some champs, though, out there. Ivan Tedesco, the 125 West champ. Grant Langston, the 125 East champ. And a whole lot of talent, Cameron, all the way down the line. But one thing of note, there's not one 125 in the 125 East-West Shootout. What's up with that?
I guess it's time to RIP the 125s, 250Fs, and Davi Millsaps will be running our onboard. Want to point out, Grant Langston had the fastest lap in both qualifying heats, although Ivan Tedesco had the fastest heat, so he got first pick on the gate.
There you see Josh Hansen, number 100, rocking the Red Bull TLD. That's Troy Lee designed pink as we go to the quad split. Langston, quad split is Langston 8. Tedesco and Langston will be running the 1E. Tedesco will be running the 1W, and Nate Ramsey, number 25. Cameron's keys, how do they get it done?
Well, I mean, definitely with the track out here, they have to work with what they have to play with. The track has come to them a little bit. It's not as slippery as a lot of people were thinking it was going to be, and it's not as blue-grooved. However, in different areas of the track, it's got both situations. The gate pick is important because the start is so important to get out there and go fast. Carry the whoops. A lot of guys have been dropping. We've seen some people crashing out there. That is going to be a big factor here tonight, and we're getting ready to put that 32nd board up.
Well, this is the big one. The 125 East-West Shootout as the 32nd board goes vertical on a picture-perfect night in Las Vegas, Nevada. They call it Sin City, and tonight we have got the 125's best getting set to throw the bones and throw down in Sam Boyd Stadium. Well, we got Jamie Little's pick. Cameron, what do you think?
Well, I'm going to go with Ivan Tedesco. I know I've picked him before and he hasn't won, but he's looked good. He had the fastest heat race. How about you, Todd?
I'm leaning towards Grant Langston just because of the flat track experience, but we are set to go. It's the 125 East-West Shootout from Vegas.
Oh, and it looks like one of the green bikes getting a little squirrely there on your right side. We'll see as they come in. Looks like Broc Hepler leading for one side, but Jay Marmont with the Butterfinger Chris Pole Shot Award.
So it's 111 Jay Marmont on board at KTM. He will lead them out, and we have got a blur, and we've got a big pile-up. A big pile-up, Cameron, with 5 bikes going down and going down hard. It is definitely one of the Amstel Honda riders in there that's tied up in this one. Jay Marmont, though, is out in front, unaware of what's going on, but he'll see it now as he comes around. And Cameron, this is not the way we want to get this race off and running.
Definitely not. Big props. Jamie Little picking Davi Millsaps. He is right up there in the mix right now, and I don't think that Jay Marmont is going to be able to hold off Davi.
Well, here's the question now. Is this accident incident in that first turn serious enough as Millsaps gets a run on Marmont? Is this serious enough for them to black flag and shut this thing down, Cameron?
I'm not sure. They're green flagging him over the start line as we see Davi Millsaps moving to the lead in front of Jay Marmont.
So it's Millsaps in front, Jay Marmont in second place, number 111. But remember, there's yellow flags out. A big incident in that first turn will hopefully be able to bring them around with the yellow flags. They're going to slow them down as we check in with Jamie Little.
Guys, unfortunate for number 1 on the West Coast, Ivan Tedesco. He is out. Bent bars, bent clamp. He is out for the night. Bummer for Ivan Tedesco.
All right, so Cameron Steele's pick goes out and goes out early. Jamie Little right now looking like a soothsayer. They are able to get around that section, Cameron, but they are really having to slow down because it is a big, big pileup. As we go back one more time, here's what happened. There's Jay Marmont. Then you've got 4 bikes all trying to squeeze into one spot.
Oh, and that's Joaquim Rodrigues flying in there, taking a big hit.
There's Billy Laninovich, phone 32, as he looks at his teammate down, and that is Joaquim Rodrigues, number 42, out of Portugal. We will get as much information as quick as we can to him, but Joaquim Rodrigues is the rider who is down, and as you saw in that replay, it did not look good.
And Davi Millsaps has 2 wins on the East Coast season, so Davi Millsaps with 2 seconds in the last 2 events as well. So definitely been in the mix, missing out on the championship.
Well, there's Broc Hepler. He currently sits in 3rd place with Broc Hepler coming behind him. Seller's number 18 on board the Yamaha. Broc Hepler is number 60 right behind him, and it looks like he's going to go for it and make the pass.
And Seller's not giving up. Remember, Broc Seller's coming back from having his tonsils removed. He's been gaining strength, body weight. He says he's almost back up to 100%. Oh, look at this.
Go by Jay Marmont, Cameron. So as you were talking about Broc Seller's situation and Broc Hepler unable to get the pass, Broc Seller's trying to fight him off, and they are going elbow to elbow, bar to bar, and it is Broc Hepler finally getting the pass. Broc Seller's trying to stay back. Jay Marmont back in the mix, and Grant Langston now moving up.
And Grant having problems during the start of the race, and he is moving up quickly into the pack. At least Broc Seller's not wanting to give up here. Marmont getting the spot back by. Look at this. Grant Langston driving by in the whoops. As he told me earlier in the day, he's running those whoops in 5th gear, as he says most of the bikes are.
So we've had some major turn of events tonight. A terrible crash for Joaquim.
Look at the flat track.
And they are flat tracking right now. Grant Langston has the most experience there, and he takes to the inside, gets past Broc Hepler. So it's Millsaps, Hepler, Marmont, and Langston now in 4th place. And Langston, Cameron, may have the most momentum as they come to that section one more time. Almost coming down to a complete stop. They're having to funnel through. They brought the tough blocks out and basically half a track because Joaquim Rodrigues has gone down right there on the right side of your screen.
Well, we actually saw some of the riders are still doubling into the beginning of that section before they get to the red cross flag, but then other riders are seeing the red cross flag ahead and singling through. So,
well, a very exciting race thus far. If you're a Davi Millsaps fan, you are loving this. He has got about a 100-yard lead on a great group of 5 riders who are trying to reel him in. Broc Hepler sits in 2nd. Grant Langston's in 3rd, and Jay Marmont in 4th.
Well, we talked about earlier in the day, Broc Hepler giving Davi a little bit of a hard time, saying you got that helmet cam so you can watch me in 1st place. So Davi just got out a chuckle about it. Davi leading right now. Can Broc catch up and make this a 2-bike race?
We have completed a third of the race, 5 of 15, and will that be enough time for Grant Langston, the Supercross and Supermoto specialist, Cameron, to reel in Davi Millsaps, who is about 100 yards out in front? But I'll tell you what, Broc Hepler in a very precarious situation as we take a look at the Butterfinger Crisp whole shot replay.
And where it counts is when they come back together, the first bike off that jump, you'll be able to see the white line right there, and it is Jay Marmont on the Red Bull KTM out of Australia.
Here it is one more time at the line. It looked like Sellers at first, but he did not get the cornering, and it was Jay Marmont, so he will pick up $1,000 for the Butterfinger Crisp Whole Shot Award. Back to racing action we go. You are looking at the battle for 2nd. Right now it is Broc Hepler with a pretty comfortable lead on Grant Langston, but I got to think that Grant Langston is just salivating when he gets out to that flat track section.
Definitely. And Hepler having problems in the whoops. Grant Langston's going to pull up right behind him. We're also seeing a pass. Ooh, a little battle there with Marmont. And Josh Grant, number 35. Andrew Short also now coming into Josh on the inside. He elects not to squeeze a tire in there. Here's the section. It is flat track, very supermoto as they drop it down. A lot of the guys, we've seen guys who are fantastic on the Supercross track, unable to handle this section. Andrew Short, not one of them. There's Jay Marmont, number 111 on the KTM. Josh Grant currently sitting in fifth, number 35. But Davi Millsaps' lap time, his best time thus far, Cameron, he uncorked a 1:10. And here's the battle we are looking at. 111 is Jay Marmont. And so what you're looking at right there is Broc Hepler down. Tough break for the 18-year-old. Well, let's see what happened one more time. Broc Hepler really pushing it. Here he is on the yellow bike, out in front. Grant Langston diving underneath and give him a, hey, what's up? That's the guy you picked to win the race, by the way. Yes, I did. A little shakedown there. Right now, though, Jamie Little's pickup, Davi Millsaps, is out in front as Broc Hepler has remounted. He is back in the game. And it is Davi Millsaps and Grant Langston 1 and 2. And look at Jay Marmont going after it on that corner. He has got Josh Grant to the inside. This time, Josh Grant has it. Oh, he's just unable to close the deal. Has to bring it around one more time. Marmont holding up, but Josh Grant, I've raced with this guy in shifter carts. He knows how to get around a flat track. And here comes Andrew Short into screen as well. So Andrew getting to be part of this mix, moving up right now, sitting in 5th place. Remember, he's a former winner on this event. This is the battle for 3rd place right now. 111 is Jay Marmont on board the KTM, and it looks like he is going to relinquish it. And it's going to be Josh Grant for more on Joaquim Rodrigues, the rider who went down in the first turn on the first lap. Let's check in with Jamie.
Well, guys, we're told that Joaquim was knocked out, knocked unconscious. He is back. He's moving his arms and legs. They're doing a safety precaution here. They're taking him out on the board. They're going to take him back for further evaluation. So good news, but a tough night for Joaquim Rodrigues.
Fantastic news, Jamie, because Cameron, we saw that replay. Joaquim was completely ragdolled, and he went limp, and that is the scariest sight to see. Great news for Joaquim Rodrigues, and we hope he heals quickly. Back to the racing action, and this is the battle for 3rd place. Jay Marmont on the inside line. Does he have enough? No. And this time it is again Josh Grant. Getting a little swirly, though, Cameron. I wasn't sure if he's going to make the double. He does it. But look at Andrew Short, the fastest mover of that trio.
And Marmont with the 4th at the last race. So I know he would like to equal that or better it, but he's got his hands full right now. I think Andrew Short, he's having a bit of a problem back here in the flat tracking area. It doesn't look like Andrew's carrying as much speed as either Josh or Jay, but when we get out here in the Supercross area...
Well, Andrew Short did win in Houston the final race on April 30th. He is a past winner of the 125 East-West Shootout. This really is the battle, though, Cameron, for the podium.
Indeed. And young Josh Grant, who's quite well known for his pole shots.
Well, Davi Millsaps out in front, very opportunistic, right place at the right time, and this kid is just full of upside and talent. He's underneath with Ricky Carmichael. He's got a great group of people around him. The Suzuki's running fantastic, and nothing but positive things for Davi Millsaps this year. His last lap there, he saw a 1:11. But Millsaps has already uncorked a 1:09. So Cameron, he just continues to get faster. And for Grant Langston, who I think was thinking, I can reel maybe Millsaps in on the flat track supermoto kind of stuff, it is not coming to fruition. As we go on board with Davi Millsaps, our leader, we want to say the hard-working crew at RF Technologies have been doing a great job all season long bringing you these fantastic pictures. And sadly, Denny Fussell, the owner and a good friend to our ESPN2 television crew, passed away this weekend. He will be missed. Our thoughts and prayers go out to his family. The 125 East-West Shootout Dave Coombs Sr. Memorial, and we have got a great race thus far. It is Davi Millsaps, your leader. Grant Langston is 2nd, and Josh Grant sits in 3rd. Just to update you, Joaquim Rodrigues, who went down hard, as Jamie Little reported, was knocked unconscious. is moving his extremities, and he is alert, but they are going to take every precaution and check him out to make sure that he is okay. There you see Josh Grant currently running in third place, Cameron. Another kid who really kind of burst on the scene since last year in the Outdoor Nationals.
Well, definitely, and Josh, one thing Josh Grant loves to do, and if he gets on the podium, I guarantee we're going to see some huge whips from Josh Grant. He can throw the motorcycle around. He has been looking comfortable on this Vegas track.
Let's check in quickly with Jamie Little.
Guys, Steve Boniface has been black flagged for double jumping during the red cross. That's definitely a no-no. That was a bad situation. He should not have done that, guys. He's black flagged. That means he's done for the night.
You know, Cameron, that black flag is, I know Boniface is going to be upset about it, maybe in protest, but when you have someone down as hard as Joaquim Rodrigues went down, you got to give them every consideration.
Well, the question, oh, and Marmont, he almost goes down. He saves it, but he's going to move back to 5th place as Andrew Short moves up. Those whoops have been tough all week, all day long.
And Brock Sellers, as you're saying that, he also has his problems in the whoops. As we go back out Thunder Alley, there's Jay Marmont, who has got it back up and running again. And I'll tell you what, behind him is Nathan Ramsey, who has quietly been moving up. Ramsey now sitting in 6th place.
And Marmont's father still in town. He was here last week as well. And Marmont coming with a great finish, and I know he'd like to wrap it up with the big ones. Top 5 wouldn't be bad.
Not bad at all. There you see he is 22 seconds now behind our leader, who is Davi Millsaps, out in front. As Jay Marmont comes into view, here's what happened with Jay Marmont that cameras alluded to moments ago.
He just started dropping the whoops, it looked like, and actually because of the cupping, a lot of riders are saying you're drifting back and forth. He keeps it together, though. Wow, great save. See the flagger backing off there. Marmont, the 2003 and 2004 Australian Supercross Masters champion.
Man, with moves like that, he could get a job with Cirque du Soleil. That was unbelievable save.
Nate Ramsey. Now, Marmont's got some real trouble. Ramsey on his tail, and look at this going to the inside.
Nathan Ramsey, number 25, also on board the KTM. Marmont able to hold him off momentarily, but Ramsey's coming back for more.
Nate Ramsey, winner on this event previously.
Well, he had a good season this year. Got a first at Anaheim, won in our mud race. Had terrible in Phoenix, terrible results. Came back for a 3rd in Anaheim, too, a 20th in San Francisco.
Look at that.
But then he wins in San Diego and Seattle.
Round the outside, I think Hepler's going to come right on by the momentum. We'll see if Marmont can keep Broc back, but trying to see here, Broc Hepler diving inside. It seems like Broc's been able to point his bike a little bit more where he wants to go, you know, able to pull up, get a little farther inside the corner. A lot of guys have been having some troubles on some of the loose, marbly dirt.
On the right-hand side, that is the onboard of your leader, Davi Millsaps, number 188. On the left-hand side, the best battle on the track. This is the battle for 5th place right now. Andrew Short involved in this, Nathan Ramsey, Broc Hepler. They are all trying to work their way onto the podium here at the 125 East-West Shootout. It's been a crazy day, Cameron, and how fitting that the 125 West goes down like this. We've had so many winners, as we talked about at the top of the show. 15 races between the 2 circuits and 8 different winners, but we know that there's more than 8 guys out there who can win any given race.
Oh, definitely. And I mean, Josh Grant's a rider who's in the mix right now, up there in a podium position. He's a guy, total viable, possible winner. Right now, though, Davi Millsaps just picture perfect.
You know you're fast. Davi Millsaps, as the white flag comes out when you lap Matt Walker and Josh Hansen. That is amazing. On board with Davi Millsaps as we go to split screen. This is the battle for 3rd place, which is being held down right now by Josh Grant, and the white flag is out. Josh Grant has about a 30-yard lead over Andrew Short, who's coming fast. Broc Hepler fading just a little bit, and then it is Grant Langston and number 111, Jay Marmont. That brings up your top 11. This is Thunder Alley.
It looks like Andrew Short picking up a little more speed back there on the flat tracking section, but he's really going to have to be on his pony here. Josh Grant is going to have a problem for him to catch up. not just going to be, I'm a little faster on this lap, I'll get you. There's going to have to be something come apart on Josh Grant to knock him off the podium.
There he is, number 35, Josh Grant, doing a great job tonight. One of those guys who kind of burst onto the scene, as we talked about. He is out of Riverside, California on the Honda CRF 250R, Amstel, Chaparral Honda, and Shift Rider. Doing it up tonight in Las Vegas for the class of the field. Number 188, your winner, Davi Millsaps. Well, take Jamie Little down to the casinos because she must know what she's talking about. Maybe she can pick a lucky winner for you, Cameron. She called it Millsaps running the helmet cam, and he is the winner. Coming through to grab third will be Josh Grant, and Grant Langston will round out in second. A great night of racing. When we come back, we will talk to all the participants. Davi Millsaps reigns supreme in Vegas. For that young man, number 188, Davi Millsaps. He wins the 125 East-West Shootout from Sam Boyd Stadium. As we take a look at our official Honda results, it's Davi Millsaps with the win, followed by Grant Langston and Josh Grant also on the podium. Andrew Short gets a fourth-place finish. But I'll tell you what, a great performance by Davi Millsaps as we send it down to Jamie Little.
Well, it's been a season of brilliance and of controversy for Josh Grant. This is his second podium, and your last podium was Daytona. What's going on with you in these long tracks? You're really excelling here.
Well, it has a lot to do with outdoor testing and stuff like that, and conditioning. And tonight was a really tough track. It was slick. It was hard to stay up, and it was really technical. But couldn't have done it without my team: Amsoil, Napster, Factory Connection, Shift, Scott, Garnet, Shoei, everyone that's helped me out. I mean, I couldn't have done it without these guys.
It's now time for your Nissan turning point in the 125 class, and it was this pass by number 188, Davi Millsaps, over 111, Jay Marmont in his KTM. Millsaps got the Suzuki around him. He would not look back on his way to the 125 East-West Shootout victory. Now let's check in with Jamie Little.
And Grant Langston finds himself atop the podium, represent 125 East. Grant, though, first turn, take us through after the whole shot. What happened? You looked like you were going to almost be dead last.
Yeah, I just got way too much wheel spin off the stock. It was like concrete up there, but came around the first turn, and when both sides came together, everyone bumped, and it was kind of like the parting of the seas. There was a little gap, and I just went for that first double, and I gained a bunch of positions, and then there was about 4 or 5 guys that crashed in that turn in front of me. Unfortunately, Ivan was one of them, and I hate to see people get injured, and when that happened, there was just carnage everywhere, and I was able to get through it, and I think I was in about 5th or 6th, and I just kind of picked one guy off at a time, and happy to be on the podium from where I started, and happy I didn't crash. The track was really tough, and you know, with the Nationals coming up, I didn't want to, you know, risk jeopardizing the Nationals, so I came here to try and be on the podium. I did it, so really happy with that. Just want to thank the team, Monster Energy, Prosa Kawasaki, Thor, Pots Unlimited, Scott, and Alpine Stars, Bruce Mobile, and everyone who's been behind me. Thank you very much.
Beautiful Sam Boyd Stadium on a picture-perfect night. Coming up in our next hour, it's the 250 Supercross finale and a profile of Ricky Carmichael. Once again, we go back down to the podium and Jamie Little.
Well, Davi Millsaps came through and made me look like a genius tonight. You were my pick. I just had a hunch about you. Davey, tell us about this bet you had with RC.
Well, the bet was I'd win 5 Gs if I got the whole shot. And, you know, I came close. I got second and something like that. But, you know, I think I got a little more from winning the race.
Hey, what about 125? You're sweeping the 125 shootout. What does that mean to you?
Oh, man, it's awesome. You know, second year racing, you know, I got 5th last year. Winning this year, I don't even know. I can't explain the feeling right now.
So the 125 East-West Shootout goes into the history books. Good news is Joaquim Rodrigues is okay. Better news is for Davi Millsaps, he gets the win.
Shutting them all down. An amazing night of Supercross. Davi Millsaps one more time on top.
For Jamie Little and Cameron Steele, I'm Todd Harris saying good night. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. Your winner, Davi Millsaps. We'll see you in our next hour.